Growing up, I had a pretty shitty relationship with my dad. So much so that the first chance I could, I ran away from home. At 16 years old, I stole his car and ran away across the country. I think I did it because of the pain that I felt, feeling like I wasn't being heard, like I couldn't say what I needed to say. And it wasn't until I went to rehab at 22 did I start seeing that the root cause of all of that was miscommunication, or what I'd call an absolute lack of communication, maybe. But the point is, this happens everywhere in our lives, doesn't it? I mean, misinformed people spreading misinformation. If you just look at the news, the echo chambers, I mean, all of it seems like it's getting worse. And I don't want to stay on this point for too long, but I think the idea that I'm trying to express is that Luhmann, in his own words, defined exactly what it is that he discovered with his Zettelkasten, and it was above all else a communication partner. And I think about that. As someone that's rather disagreeable, I think to myself, what is the opposite of communication? So maybe I can determine what the thing really means. And I looked up the root word of communication. It led me to the word common. And what stood out was the phrase shared by all. So if I want to have a communication with a partner, it presupposes that I'll be sharing all of me with them. And that's a scary thought. It's a vulnerable thing, and here's the rub. In order for this Zettelkasten thing to work, to really work like we want it to, it has to be 100% us. It has to be that true reflection. There can't be any distortions or pretenses or lies or doubts about our intelligence or our worthiness. It has to take us in, flaws and all. And each note has to be us talking to us. Because how else can we come to trust in how it speaks back to us? See, what's going to happen is that things will begin appearing to you. Because of the notes that you've been writing, the arguments are going to be happening inside the notes, yes, but also outside in real life. The things that you'll find interesting will be because your slipbox is talking to you. That this relates to what you wrote months ago, maybe. Something that you may have forgotten about, but because every time you add a new note, you're contextually rereading and relearning how that note is connected to each new crystallized thought. See, the dialogue is happening. And even if all of this sounds simple enough, I want to factor in one last thought before the guided writing exercise. During the reading room, we were discussing the harm that we have inflicted on ourselves as we have explored how to organize our notes, structure our thinking. And it dawned on me that many of us are coming to this place with high levels of disappointment. I mean, how many times have we tried the latest and greatest gadget to be disgruntled after a year because of what we thought it would be has died off because of whatever reason? I think we can all relate to that. And so how is this any different? Well, I think it's because now I'm asking you what you want. I'm asking you why you want it. I'm asking you, how do you do it? This isn't my way. This is about finding your way. This is about discovering what it is that you think. How do you communicate? And how else could it work otherwise? How else would it be unbreakable? It's always been you. So let's find out what that means. This is day 6 of 42.